Big right-hander Kai Kuntz on the hill for Jasper, getting ready to start his warm-up tosses for this one. Again, with a 3-0 record on the spring, a 2.86 ERA in 22 innings. He's given up 10 runs, 9 of those earned on 12 hits. He's walked 16 and struck out 30, and he'll face this lineup from the Southridge Raiders. The second baseman, Tate Whitehead, leads off. Zach Russell, the hero of last night's ball game, is in right field batting second. The designated hitter is Blake Taylor. He'll bat third in place of the pitcher, Sam Gasser. Hudson Allen plays shortstop and cleans up. Keaton Allen, the first baseman, bats fifth. Evan McLean in center field is in the number 6 hole. Roland Whitehead in left bats seventh. Justin Leathers is behind the plate for the Raiders tonight. He'll bat eighth. And the third baseman, Davis Schwartz, bats ninth. So again, it's Whitehead, Russell, Taylor, Allen, McLean, Whitehead, Leathers, and Schwartz for the 12-8 Southridge Raiders under the direction of head coach Gene Mattingly. He's assisted by Travis Lamar and Jace Merkel. Defensively for the Wildcats, Will Wallace is in left, Braden Giesler in center, and Jack Levin, is in right. Around the infield, A.J. Hulsman is at third, Braxton Brosmer is the shortstop, Andrew Noblet at second base, and Cole Trevino is at first. Behind the plate, Tyler Atkins and the big right-hander Kai Kuntz on the hill. Wildcats in the home white pinstripes. The block Jasper in black letters with gold trim. Raiders white pants and black shirts. And the first pitch is a fastball. Tate Whitehead a little late on that one. It's 0-1. Whitehead 333 with 3 driven in. The 0-1. Fastball had the outside part of the plate but was low. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Steve, he showed Kuntz a fastball slider in those warm-up pitches, so I'm anxious to see if that's all he has.
That fastball is fouled back out of play, first base side, and it's 1-2 on the Raider leadoff hitter. Outfield, a step the other way, perhaps, on Whitehead. Junior in from the right side. The pitch. Down low, tried to paint the corner at the knees, but just low, and it's 2-2 on Tate Whitehead. The wind of the pitch, up and away with a fastball, and we've gone full.
And Tate's more in his traditional spot. He had battled some injuries, but he was a traditional leadoff a lot of times earlier this year.
Takes that one low and in. Kuntz had been away, tried to fool him back inside, but missed off the plate in, and Whitehead draws a leadoff walk here in the first.
Right fielder,
and here's
7,
Zach Russell. Sacrifice fly, I believe, to bring in the winning run in the 8th inning last night for the Raiders. Capped off an 8-7 8-inning victory against Mount Vernon at League Stadium. Russell shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes a ball high, 1-0.
And that's what we're talking about. What are we going to do? How are we going to play this game today? And right from the bat, Coach Mattingly's showing bunt and testing out the defense of Jasper.
A.J. Hulsman in on the grass at third. Kuntz will come set. The pitch. Bunted in the air. First base side, Kuntz has an easy catch off the mound. A couple of steps shy of the first base line. And Russell pops out trying to bunt and trying to sacrifice one down.
Yeah, they've had a rash of that here the last few games I've watched. See about getting that bunt down. I know that's something they're going to need to take advantage of against highly competitive teams and good pitching throughout the tournament series.
Yeah, high school kids and really older than that, they tend to want to stab at the ball when they bunt.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. I've watched it from all angles, and it's been a lot of that, Steve.
Fastball up and away to the designated hitter, Blake Taylor. He's having himself a year at the plate, 435 with 6 driven home. Throw to first, diving back in safely is Whitehead. He led the game off with a walk. And he's there now with 1 down.
Looks like Tate's taking a pretty standard lead. Nothing too aggressive, but anxious to see if they get some action here at some point in time this at-bat.
Big cut at a fastball in the outer third, just above the knees. Taylor let it rip and came up empty. It's 1-1. Outfield fairly deep for Taylor and straight away. The 1-1. Fastball high. It's 2 balls and a strike. That win last night for the Raiders got them back into the win column after the conference loss Tuesday at Heritage Hills. throw to first, and the ball thrown away. Whitehead gets up, and he'll scamper on to second. Trevino over to get it at the side railing. That'll be an error on the pitcher, Kai Kuntz, throwing it to the outfield side of the bag.
Yeah, negates that bunt attempt. Steve gives up, gets him in that position that Southridge Raiders are hoping for. I know Jasper's going to be extremely frustrated with that, but now we got a shot for the Raiders to put one on the board.
Yep. Taylor just needs a base knock in this at-bat. Kuntz ready, the 2-1. Tried to paint the outside corner. It faded away. 3-1 to Taylor. Kuntz has struggled to find the zone consistently to the first three. Hudson Allen, the shortstop, waits on deck. The stretch, the 3-1. Outside ball 4, 2 aboard, 1 down.
And that's kind of what we were talking about in the pregame, Steve. Which team can establish a strike zone and throw it consistently and also play clean on defensive end? No, Coach Gobert cannot be pleased with how this game started, and Gene has to be extremely excited about our Southridge boys being extremely patient in playing the game.
So here's Hudson Allen, very talented shortstop at 343 with 12 driven home. The stretch in the pitch is a foul tip caught by the catcher Atkins for strike 1. Belt high fastball. Allen a big cut, but he foul tipped it. Whitehead at second. Taylor at first. The pitch. Breaking ball. Tapped up the third base side. It'll be the pitcher Kuntz, off balance throw not made. He faked that throw to first. He had no chance to get Hudson Allen, who runs well. A swinging bunt infield single, and they're loaded.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's swinging bunt, and it's amazing how baseball works. Last night, Hudson goes 3 for 4 with 3 doubles and was crushing it. And there's been some times he's got some outs on some hard hits, and there's your swinging bunt to help the average out.
Bases loaded, 1 down for Keaton Allen. Rangy left-hander takes a fastball up and in, 1-0. Keaton at 3-0-2 with 8 driven in. Big opportunity for him here with the bases loaded and 1 down, top of the first. 1-0. Down low, it's 2-0. The catcher, Tyler Atkins, will ask for time and go out and try to refocus his right-hander.
And that's a good call by the catcher, because you can tell Kuntz was just working too fast, getting ahead of himself as a pitcher. Sometimes you need that battery member, that teammate to go out and just settle you down a little bit and try to refocus and regroup, and they definitely need that right now.
Sometimes you just go out there and tell him a joke. See if you can get him to relax and take a breath.
Loosen up a little bit, buddy.
Here comes the 2-0 to Allen. Could not check his swing on the shoulder-high fastball, and it's 2-1. Keaton Allen a little upset with himself for not checking the swing there.
Yeah, good swing, no swing, and it wasn't a good one. He'll try to make it better on this one.
The pitch. Cut and a miss. A fastball down around the knees. It's 2-2. Outfield fairly straight away for the Wildcats. Levin is deep and right. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Kuntz kept it inside to Keaton Allen, and he could not find contact. And bases loaded, 1 down, Greg. You've got to find a way to get the ball in play.
Absolutely, and that's a great job by Kuntz by battling back, and that was a great pitch location in Keaton's swing. So, Southridge is going to need something in play to make this thing happen.
So here is Evan McLean, bases loaded now, 2 down for the Raiders center fielder. He's .354 on the season, takes a fastball strike on the outside corner. 7 driven home for McLean. Whitehead, Taylor, and Hudson Allen around the base paths. The 0-1. Check swing, tapper foul, third base side. Atkins will touch it up there. Might want to let that take another hop, see if it would come back fair, because all he had to do was turn around and step on home plate if the spin managed to take that back fair.
Yeah, sometimes the English will bring it back, but it looked like Kuntz went with his slider there. So he must be, after that conversation with the catcher, salvaged a little fastball, and now he was able to locate a nice slider against Evan there to get way ahead in the count.
0-2 on McLean. Tyler Atkins, after ripping the catcher's mask off on that last foul ball, having trouble getting it reset. Now he's ready to go. 0-2 on McLean. Bases loaded, 2 down in the top of the first inning. Kuntz will come set. The 0-2. Fastball low. Wildcat fans don't like it. It was over the outside part of the plate, but home plate umpire said it was down. So we'll do a 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Ground ball off of Kuntz up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. Whitehead scores. Taylor being sent around third. The throw to the plate is high. And it's a 2-run, 2-out RBI base hit for Evan McLean. And the Raiders jump on top 2-0. Greg, 2-out RBI base hits in the game of baseball are just like gold.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And nice job by Ed McLean. Very veteran at bat. Got fooled a little bit on that slider. He went back to that, went down and back to fastball and just shot it right back up the middle. Nice piece of hitting by Evan.
Here's Roland Whitehead. Takes one just off the corner away. Throw down to second. Diving back in safely is Hudson Allen. He did not try to advance to third on that base hit. He stayed at second base. So first and second, 2 down. 2 runs in for the Raiders. Popped up, first base side foul. Trevino giving it a look near the back edge of the dugout area. Sees it land on the sidewalk in front of the first base side grandstands. 1-1 on Whitehead. For McLean, RBIs 8 and 9 on the season. With the 2-out sharp ground ball up the middle. It looked like Kuntz, the pitcher, got a tip of the glove on it. Didn't slow it down enough to keep it in the infield. Noblet, the second baseman, dove but couldn't get there. 1-1 pitch, fouled out of play, first base side. It's 1-2 now. And that's no knock on Kuntz. It's a hard hit ground ball. It's not on the, it is on his glove side, but that's a high fastball, and Whitehead able to get a piece to stay alive at 1-2, but it comes at you so quick, sometimes you just can't get your glove to the right location.
Steve, you remember my pitching days? You called those, and I had some in college. Sometimes it's just he hit it well. It was not a weakly hit. He barreled it up, and the reaction time, sometimes you get lucky, and the glove's where it needs to be, but in that case, Evan put a good barrel on it. It was tough.
She also got to go 2.5, 3 feet down. Popped him up behind the plate. Atkins will give it a look. That one got over everybody and out of play. We are still at 1-2.
And this is important at bat for Roland. He's been in the 4 slot, the 3 slot throughout the year. Has swung high, very hot bat. So it's a big game for him to get right going into the tournament series.
Another 1-2. Checked on a breaking ball in the dirt away. Wildcats don't ask for an appeal. We do have a 3-man umpiring crew. It is 2-2. I don't think he went around, but it wouldn't have hurt for an appeal if you're a Wildcat there. 2-2. Driven out to center. Going back on it is Giesler. He'll get there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. But the Raiders score 2 here in the top of the first inning. The 2-out RBI base hit for Evan McLean. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. We played a half an inning. Raiders 2, Wildcats coming up after this on WBDC Sports.
103.3 The Fix is Southern Indiana's go-to radio station for must-have music hits.
I love your music!
From the All-American Rejects to Lizzo, we've got you covered.
Dude, I listen all the time.
Did we mention we also have local news, sports, and Pacers basketball?
Wow.
Your music fix, your sports fix, your fix for it all.
Oh my God, I won!
Tune in to 103.3 and get your fix today.
Today's must-have music all day.
Freshman Sam Gasser warming up on the hill for the Raiders. The record at 2-0, the ERA at 3.06. He'll face this lineup from the Jasper Wildcats. The center fielder, Braden Giesler, leads off. Andrew Noblet at second base bats second. The catcher, Tyler Atkins, in the number 3 hole. Left fielder, Will Wallace, cleans up. Cole Trevino at first base bats fifth. Braxton Brosmer, the shortstop, is in the number 6 hole. A.J. Holzman plays third base and bats seventh. Jack Levin in right field bats 8th, and the designated hitter is Max Butel. He'll bat 9th in place of the pitcher, Kai Kuntz. So again, it's Giesler, Noblet, Atkins, Wallace, Trevino, Brosmer, Holzman, Levin, and Butel for the 17-5 Jasper Wildcats under the direction of head coach Terry Gobert. He's assisted by Jeff Sink, Brian Kirchhoff, Andy Noblet, Jason Stamm, Mark Giesler, and others. I never know where to stop because there's about 4 or 5 more guys that help Coach Gobert out there.
Yeah.
Sorry
yeah.
about that.
So looking at young Sam here, our freshman, he showed everything. Two-seam, changeup, curveball, slider, fastball. He must have the whole repertoire. We'll see what he can have command of tonight against the Wildcats.
Braden Giesler, the Wildcat center fielder, in from the left side, hitting .348. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it away. Left field side, that'll get out of play. Onto the hillside or maybe even into the cemetery, 0-1. Giesler at .348, a homer and 23 driven in. Raiders defensively, Roland Whitehead was chasing there in left. Evan McLean in center and Zach Russell in right. Around the infield, Davis Schwartz at third, Hudson Allen at short, Tate Whitehead at second, and Keaton Allen at first. Check swing, strike on the inside corner to Giesler. It's 0-2. That is Justin Leathers behind the plate for the Raiders, and the freshman right-hander Sam Gasser is up 0-2 on Giesler. The freshman winds and deals. Up and away with an off-speed pitch, missed badly there, 1-2.
A little bit of peek in the future here, Steve. I know it's the present, but, freshman on the hill, sophomore behind the plate, so some good things ahead for the Raiders.
Absolutely. Here comes the 1-2. Slow breaking ball, missed in the dirt away. Giesler thought about offering, stared it all the way down, saw it miss out of the zone away.
I think everything went to the pitcher except for his hands to be able to hold up.
It's 2-2 on the Wildcat leadoff hitter, the wind and the pitch. Pulled foul, first base side. And I'll tell you what I've liked early on in this at-bat, Greg, is the freshman has not been afraid to come to the inside part of the plate against the left-hander, and you've got to be able to pitch inside.
Yeah. Absolutely, Steve. That's kind of the same thing I was thinking. He's trying to mix a little bit here, but he's working out and in, and it's going to be big for him because his velocity is not as high as some to be able to get in there and trust it.
The 2-2 is lined in the hole into left field, a base hit. Hudson Allen, the shortstop, maybe a step closer to the bag at second with a left-handed hitter, and Giesler just got that fastball around thigh-high away and rocketed it through the left side.
Yeah, very good piece of hitting by Giesler in that situation, and Sam decided to go away, and they did a good job of staying on it.
So here is the second baseman, Andrew Noblet. He's at .338, a home run and 6 driven in, right-handed hitter. Gasser comes set, comes plateward, and gets a strike at the belt, 0-1. Giesler, a pretty good lead over there at first. Throw over to first, and he'll dive back in safely.
Nice job by the freshman. Have a little moxie. Sometimes you can get in a rhythm and try to find it and lose sense of the game. But good check whether it be called by the catcher or the dugout. But good job there because he was very aggressive over there.
Giesler leads the Wildcats with 10 stolen bases on the season. Another throw over, and he dives back in. A staple of Terry Gobert's teams over the years, running and small ball.
Yes.
He's been very good at both. Pulled foul, third base side, and it's 0-2 on Noblet.
And unfortunately, Steve, he got me more times than not. We lost a sectional game up here 2-1, and their 2 runs scored were on safety squeezes. We had a nice team at Heritage Hills, but, oh, man, it's tough to handle. They do a good job with it.
The stretch for Gasser and the 0-2. Check swing on a pitch that had the play but was low. Raiders will ask for an appeal. First base umpire says no swing, and it's 1-2.
That one was close. But I'm sure you had a better angle than us, Steve. I don't know. We're up here in the box. We can say that.
We're way behind the plate here. 1-2 on Noblet. Giesler aboard on a leadoff single. Breaking ball, one hop in there. Throw will come down to second base. Giesler got a great break. Leathers made sure he kept it in front, but didn't have a chance to get Giesler at second, who he moves up on the wild pitch.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was about a 58-foot pitch, Steve, and didn't really have much of a chance to do anything with it on the catcher side, but want to see a little more urgency. You blocked it. Let's go recover and see if we can make a more competitive play at second base.
So Giesler at second with nobody down. The stretch from Gasser and the 2-2. Way out in front and yanked it way foul third base side. And we stay at 2-2. Raiders got themselves a couple in the top half of the inning and trying to keep the Wildcats from answering here in the home half.
I think that meeting right there, Steve, is as much about, maybe it could be, getting him settled in on what they want to do to attack this hitter, but more or less being on the same side with Signs.
Right.
With the guy at second base, are they cheating on that? Or what are they going to do with Hudson? He came in on it in terms of looks. I think as much about that is about his stuff.
The freshman comes set. The 2-2 to Noblet. Almost hit him. It was behind him. Leathers got out of his crouch and was able to flag that one down, keep the runner at second. It is 3-2 on Noblet. Andrew was more than willing to accept that baseball and take first base, but it missed him.
It was just too far. It was outside the right-hand batter's box. But this goes back to what we talked about. What is your second pitch that you can locate? And Sam's trying to find that right now.
3-2 pitch. Popped him up. That'll stay in the infield. It'll be the shortstop, Hudson Allen, to call on the infield grass as he comes in toward the mound, and he'll glove it for out number 1.
Well, that was a challenge fastball, Steve. That's all there was to it. It looked like it was center cut and just got under it from the hitter's standpoint for Jasper. But, he just went in and challenged to try to get an account.
Gene Mattingly going to head out of that visitor's third base side dugout and bring his infield together. Runner at second, 1 down for Tyler Atkins, the catcher.
I don't really know, Steve, what we're going over here. We just got out. Could be talk to the pitcher. Could be the exact same thing. Leathers went out and talked to the pitcher about, there's a young battery there. Maybe it could be this first time they've worked together, making sure everybody's on the same page so we don't have a careless mental mistake or just not taking care of business to have a preventable outcome if you can. As a coach, controlling what you can. If you worry about maybe them not being prepared for a particular situation, let's just call time, go out there and get it figured out, and so we can go attack the hitter.
Atkins hitting .237 on the season with 6 driven home. Right-handed hitter awaits. Gasser comes set, the pitch. Strike called over the outside corner. Leathers dropped it. Runner goes, throw down to third, and it is in time for out number 2. Terry Gobert does not like the call from the third base umpire. Giesler not wanting to leave the bag, but he has been called out.
I think Coach Gobert's upset with where the tag was placed rather than maybe where the foot was on the bag. Oftentimes that high tag makes it look like, well, he should be safe. But it looked like the ball was there in time. From our perspective, a good call.
Atkins 2 down, bases clear now, is down 0-1. Gasser back to the windup. Leathers, the catcher, just dropped that pitch and it bounced right back up to him. That is driven to left and deep. Whitehead going back. He will look up, and that ball is gone. Solo home run for Tyler Atkins, but with the pickoff at third, instead of a tie ball game, the Raiders still lead by 1, 2-1 for Tyler Atkins, his first homer of the season, and RBI number 7.
Yeah, that out proves to be huge for the Raiders, and that particular thing is the very next pitch. A well-struck baseball, no doubter, to left field. Sam's got to collect himself, take a deep breath, and try to get ahead and with a good pitch here.
So here's Will Wallace, the cleanup hitter. Wildcat left fielder hitting .328, 2 homers, 13 driven in. That pitch just outside 1-0. The wind and the 1-0. Strike at the belt, it's 1-1. The pitch. That's outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Whitehead very deep in left and tucked over near the line. The center fielder McLean a couple of steps toward left center. Lined and underneath the glove and off the glove of the third baseman Schwartz. It's a 2-out single for Will Wallace. Greg hit very hard and Schwartz tried to get the glove down there, couldn't squeeze it.
Yeah, despite it coming off his glove to the opposite side, arm side, that's going to be a hit. He hammered that thing to that side. Sam had the fastball leaked a little bit in and into Will's wheelhouse, and he put a good swing on it.
Third hit of the inning for the Wildcats. A run on the board. Wildcats trail 2-1 to the Raiders. And here is Cole Trevino, the first baseman, hitting .283, 3 homers, 17 driven in. Big 12-6 breaking ball. Leathers doesn't corral it. Wallace, though, doesn't try to move up. And it's 1-0. Gene Mattingly not happy with his young catcher about dropping a couple here in this first inning.
Yeah, it's about going to playing clean, and that includes just receiving the baseball. It's not always errors you may see, but those things like that give confidence to your pitcher and your fielders that you can get it done back there.
Strike over the outside there from Gasser, and it's 1-1 now on Trevino. Runner at first, 2 down. The stretch, the 1-1. Slow breaking ball is in there for a strike.
You got one to locate, Steve.
Big difference in velocity between Gasser's fastball and his curveball, Greg.
Yeah, it's a big looper.
But good movement on it. I mean, it's a 1-2 pitch. Came back to the fastball, and Wallace fouled it out of play first base side, and we'll do another 1-2 pitch.
And that's why it's so important to be able to locate that off-speed pitch to keep them honest. You know, they can't just rush that fastball all the time. Get them rocking a little bit with the speed difference, which is nice about that looper. It does keep them honest, and they can't just sit on that fastball.
Wallace at first, 2 down. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, yanked way foul. Head coach Terry Gobert down the third base box had to duck out of the way of that rocket. And it is still 1-2. Coach Gobert will give way to one of the Raider reserves going to retrieve that baseball down the line there.
Yeah, it looks like Trey Vaymeter beat him to the ball, so good job, Trey.
1-2 on Trevino, who just about took out his head coach with that last foul ball. Gasser the stretch and the pitch. Popped him up, foul third base side. Schwartz gives it a look, but runs out of room. We stay at 1-2.
Went back a little harder, back to the inside, still way ahead. If he can just locate something here, quicken his bat up, get out all the way up in front, he might get a swing and miss or at least some weak contact.
Gasser ready with a new baseball. The 1-2 pitch. Up high, runner will go, and Leathers doesn't make a throw, and Will Wallace in with a stolen base. Just his second of the season, and now he's in scoring position with 2 down.
I'm a little confused. If I was on field level, I'd be able to explain it maybe a little more hearing what's going on, Steve, but I just don't know why there was a catcher indifference on a fastball center cut.
The pitch, ground ball to third. Schwartz has it bounce off his body, right to Allen, the shortstop. He fakes a throw to first. That'll be an error on the third baseman, Davis Schwartz, and the inning continues for the Wildcats.
And a lot of this damage with 2 outs, Steve.
Raiders got their 2 runs with a big 2-out base hit in the top half of the inning. Wildcats with a solo home run, an infield single, and now an error with 2 outs in the bottom half. 2 aboard, 2 down for Braxton Brosmer, runners at the corners. Brosmer at .262, 15 driven in. The pitch. Fastball upstairs, 1-0. 2-1 Raiders here in the bottom of the first inning. Gasser comes set. The 1-0 on the inside corner with a strike. It's 1-1.
I'm anxious to see if we get to 2 strikes, Steve, if there's going to be some kind of action in this first and third situation. Maybe try something, do something, get some. I don't know what kind of runners Jasper has here in terms of speed, but there's a lot of things you can do with first and third.
The pitch. Line down the third base line. That's a fair ball. Wallace will score to tie the game. Trevino will stop at second. RBI 2-out base hit for Braxton Brosmer, and we're tied at 2, both teams with 2-out RBI base hits in the first inning. RBI number 16 for Brosmer as Wallace comes home to score from third. First and second, 2 down for A.J. Holzman, the third baseman.
Number 15, A.J. Holzman.
Junior in from the right side. He's hitting .333, a home run, 14 driven in. The stretch for Gasser and the pitch. Up and in, 1-0.
And as a pitcher here, Sam's got to have confidence. I'm one pitch away. I'm one pitch away. It's even Stevens. You know, let's try to hold it right here and then try to get back on top in the top half of the next inning.
Check of the runners, the 1-0. Big cut and a miss for Holzman. That fastball down and away, and he was thinking a home run to left with that swing.
And that was probably Sam's best pitch of this inning. You know, well located, had a little life to it, even ran away a little bit from the hitter. That was a big pitch for him.
The pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Started up out of the zone, broke it in to around belt high, and it's 1-2 on Holzman, the number 7 hitter in the Wildcat order. Both teams have sent a lot of players to the plate in this first inning, a long first inning. First and second, 2 down. We're tied at 2 in the first. Gasser's delivery hit him inside. Breaking ball in. We saw that earlier in the inning. It missed Andrew Noblet. That one plunked Holzman, and he'll take first to load the bases with 2 down.
Yeah, that arm slot for his off-speed pitch has just been in drag a lot of times, and that backs up. You know, he threw a sharp one the pitch before, really got out front, his front side, and ripped it in there and had a nice breaking ball. But that one just, his front side really got ahead of himself, arms in drag, and it just backs him up. So he's got to find some consistency in that as we move forward.
So here is Jack Levin hitting at .261. Left-handed hitting right fielder takes the fastball up and away, 1-0. Wildcats with the bases loaded. They have a chance to take the lead and turn this into a big inning in the first with 2 down. Gasser trying to get out of it. The 1-0 is a strike at the belt. Outer third, it's 1-1. Activity getting underway in the Raider bullpen down that left field line.
It looks like Beaker is getting on the hill down there.
Gasser's 1-1. Just missed up and away. Home plate umpire flinched, but I almost said flexed, but he's not. He's not doing weight room stuff down there. He flinched and didn't pull the trigger. 2-1. Bases loaded, 2 down. The pitch in the dirt with a fastball. Nice play by Leathers to dig that out. Freshman tried to overthrow the fastball, and how many times do you see that, Greg? You overthrow the fastball, you grip it too hard.
Yeah, and just carries down through it. Try to do too much with it. Just look for a little consistency there. And we've got a big shift by our left fielder. Must have been scouted this guy out pretty hard.
3-1 pitch is just outside for ball 4. Didn't miss by much. Good eye for Levin, and Jasper leads. Now on a bases loaded walk for Levin, his 8th RBI of the year, as Trevino comes in to score.
Now batting for Jasper, the designated hitter, number 5, Max Butel.
And here's the number 9 hitter, Max Butel, the designated hitter. The Wildcats now have batted around in this first inning. Pitch from Gasser is in there for strike 1. Wildcats with 4 hits in this inning. There's been a walk and an error. And now 3 runs for the Wildcats to this point. The pitch popped up over our heads, back out of play. It's 0-2 on Butel, hitting .444 in limited at-bats with a couple driven home. Next offering is fouled out of play, first base side. We stay at 0-2 on Butel.
And Sam's got ahead of bat the last 2 hitters here, did a nice job of hitting spots, but now we're consistently relying upon a fastball. Can he find another pitch here to record this out?
The freshman comes set. The 0-2. Outside with a fastball. It's 1-2. Brosmer, Holzman, and Levin around the bases for the Wildcats. The 1-2 delivery. Fouled back out of play. Fastball down. Looked like he kind of tied Butel up a little bit on that swing.
A good location. He located it well. Good job by Butel to battle up there.
Still at 1-2. Bases loaded, 2 down. The pitch. Breaking ball. Strike 3 called, and this first inning comes to a close. First strikeout for Gasser. Wildcats with 3 in the home half of the first. On 4 hits, 1 Raider error, and 3 runners left on base. After 1 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard, Wildcats 3, Raiders 2 on WBDC Sports.
Local people watching local people. 18 WJTS TV has been your reliable source for local news, weather, sports, and events for 30 years. Since 1993, WJTS has been serving DuBois County and all surrounding counties with free televised programming, daily newscasts, local sports games, WJTS Inform, and more. We are 18 WJTS, local people watching local people.
These two teams combined for 5 runs in a very long first inning of play. About 34 minutes worth of play in that first inning. 8-9-1 for the Raiders. Justin Leathers, Davis Schwartz, and back to the top for Tate Whitehead. Kai Kuntz delivers the first pitch strike. It's 0-1. Leathers at 0-91 on the season with 3 driven home. The wind of the pitch. Off speed, catches the inside part of the plate just under the belt. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Fisted foul first base side up against the side wall. Still 0-2.
We saw some promising things by both teams, Steve, in the first. That 2-out hits were great, but some things that we talked about before the game started about walks and getting ahead in the count, playing clean defensively. That's a big part.
Line drive off the bat of Leathers right to the shortstop. Braxton Brosmer goes down to shin level and gloves that one for out number 1. Breaking ball that kind of hung up there for Leathers, but he lined it right to the shortstop, 1 down.
And sometimes that happens. I know Gene's looking for guys to put the ball in play hard or work great at bats, and it's no fault there. Just happened to be a guy there.
Here's Davis Schwartz down in the number 9 spot in the order today. I know he was up at cleanup earlier this week, 2 games ago at Heritage Hills. Outside, 2-0 as Kuntz has missed badly on the first 2. Schwartz hitting .296 with 12 driven home. Big, strong right-handed batter waits a 2-0. And that one down and in, gets away from the catcher Atkins. It's 3-0 on Schwartz, top of the order, and Tate Whitehead waits on deck.
Yeah, and Davis is capable. He's been everywhere, and Coach might be moving him in this spot, so he gets a lot of fastballs, getting back in good rhythm, but he's definitely a threat.
Taking all the way here, and that fastball is right down the middle at the belt, 3-1. Pitch. Fouled it back out of play. And now it's full up 3-2. Fastball outer third. Schwartz just didn't look like he had that one timed up well. The 3-2. Fisted foul back to the screen as Kuntz came inside. Fastball with good run in on the right-hand hitter. The wind and the pitch. Well, humpback liner back of first. The first baseman, Cole Trevino, jumps and catches for out number 2.
Yeah, about an identical pitch as the one before. Just got a little bit more the bat that time, but he does have a nice 2-seam run that goes in on those hands that I don't think he had command of early. And he's working it in right now and did a nice job in that at-bat versus Davis. Tough pitch to handle.
So here's Tate Whitehead as the lineup turns over for the Raiders. He walked and scored last inning. Kuntz from the windup with the bases clear, 2 down. The pitch up and in. Spun Whitehead back out of there, 1-0. Very nice crowd on hand here as you would expect. Down low, 2-0.
High school baseball isn't like this everywhere, Steve. In
No.
terms of you get a nice Friday night, beautiful weather, crowd's great.
The 2-0 pitch. Right on that fastball. Whitehead fouled it right back to the netting, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. Got a strike over the outside corner there. It's 2-2. The wind and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good running fastball up and into the right-hand hitter. Whitehead couldn't catch up. And the Raiders go in order in the second.
Nobody left on base.
We've played an inning and a half on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. It remains Wildcats 3, Raiders 2 on WBDC Sports.
101 Country, WBDC, your morning brain teaser.
Here's Dolly Parton now on Lunch with the Legends on 101 Country.
All right, leading things off on a Good Time Gold Saturday morning. Beezer, good morning.
Good morning, Ty.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Be sure to join me from 3 to 6 for Afternoons with Amanda.
We are 101 Country, WBDC.
One-run game as we go to the home half of the second inning. Sam Gasser, the freshman, back out there. He had about 3 good innings of work from a pitching standpoint in that first inning.
Yeah, I had him unofficially as finishing that first as 43, and the bulk of that coming with 2 outs. So hopefully he can match Kuntz here and have a low pitch count and get ahead and attack these hitters, and we can get some outs.
Jasper starts at the top of the order for the second straight inning. Braden Giesler looks at one down, 1-0. He singled to start the first. Moved to second on a wild pitch, but was caught stealing, trying to move up on a ball that was dropped by the catcher. Tapped right at home plate. Leathers gloved it in his leather, but right behind home plate for a foul ball. I couldn't resist. I'm sure Kurt's done that once or twice this season as well.
I'm sure.
The 1-1 delivery from Gasser. Down and in, 2 balls and a strike.
And Sam's trying to learn from last time. He got ahead of him and going in, and then had to go away late and gave up the base hit. Let's see what he's going to try to do to get the out.
The pitch. Check swing, just missed up and away. It's 3-1. He will appeal to the third base umpire, and he says no swing. I'm not disagreeing with a ton of the home plate umpire's calls. It does bug me that he won't sit still back there. He is moving all over the place as the pitch comes in. That is hammered foul down the right field line, and I said that. Then the home plate umpire stood statue still back there for that one. 3-2 to Giesler starting the home half of the second.
He's tapped in like some of those high school teams in college where they can, communicate, coach, or those comms.
There you go. That's down and away for ball 4, and Giesler aboard to start the second. Second walk issued by Gasser. He has struck out 1.
Second baseman, number 10, Andrew Noblet.
Here's Andrew Noblet, the second baseman. He popped out to the shortstop Hudson Allen his first time. The stretch for Gasser and the pitch. Bunted by Noblet, third base side. Leathers will barehand it. He'll throw to first very late. Bunt single for Andrew Noblet, up there to sacrifice, but got it down very, very well. And there are 2 aboard, nobody down.
Very well-placed bunt. Couldn't execute it any better. It made it very difficult for any of the third base pitcher or catcher to make a competitive play on that because it's just so well-placed. So good execution by them. Maybe we can get a double play of some sort here or at least get an out.
So here's Tyler Atkins, the catcher. Solo home run. Well out of here to left his first time. Down and away, 1-0. Could have been a 2-run shot. But right before that home run, Giesler was out trying to steal third or trying to advance on what he thought was going to be a wild pitch. Leathers picked it up and made a good throw to third. The 1-0 coming to Atkins. Driven out to deep left center. Actually not deep. It was hit off the end of the bat and it falls out in front of Evan McLean. And the bases are loaded with nobody down. Big swing for Atkins, and he clearly fooled me, Greg.
It's just really difficult. Those are one of those very hard plays for an outfielder because you see such an aggressive swing, and it's hard to see that exit. And it was really off the end of the bat. It checked up, And even off the bat, it looked like it was maybe going to be a screamer, a line drive towards the gap. Evan got a great step, but it just kind of died because it was so off the end. It kind of capped it.
Now the Wildcats set up for a potential big inning with the bases loaded, nobody down. The cleanup hitter, Will Wallace, reached on an infield single and scored last inning. He's in from the right side. The pitch. Breaking ball. Good-looking pitch. Didn't get a call. It's 1-0. I don't know if he thought that was outside or down, but home plate umpire didn't like it very much. Gasser will come set. He'll work from the stretch with the bases loaded. That breaking ball catches the outside corner, and it's 1-1.
He had to be thinking that first one was down because that one was even further outside, and he was able to get the call. So way to come back to it, Sam, and see if we can get ahead in the count here.
Giesler, Noblet, and Atkins around the bases. Nobody down for the Wildcats, bottom of the second. Ground ball slowly to shortstop in the hole. Up with it as Allen throws to second, and it is just barely in time to get Atkins trying to get into second base. Allen had a little trouble, it looked like, Greg, getting it out of the glove, but just barely got it there.
That was a big time play, and Southridge needed it. Wasn't sharply hit. He had to come in and to get down, retrieve that, make a strong throw to Tate at second base. That was a must-have to kind of prevent the big crooked inning.
So RBI on the fielder's choice for Wallace. He's up to 14. Runners at the corners now, one down as Giesler scored on the play. And here's Cole Trevino, the pitch. Down low and away, 1-0. Short lead for Wallace at first. He doesn't appear to be going anywhere. The 1-0 hit him with a breaking ball inside. And they're loaded with one down for Braxton Brosmer.
So I'd be out there telling our pitcher, wiggle, wiggle, buddy. You still have a double play potential here. What can you induce? He hasn't given up a hard hit ball. You know, it's kind of find some grass, whether it be the bunt, the weak liner to the arm side of Huddy. Hasn't really squared him up, so hopefully he can get something we can handle for a double play here.
Brosmer, sharp single down the left field line to drive in a run his first time. Chops one to third, fielded by Schwartz. Didn't come home, and instead will throw to first for the out. Boy, you would think in that situation, Greg, the throw's got to come to the plate. He's charging that high hopper.
Sam got exactly what he wanted. We had corners in, middle back typically in that scenario. He got a nice Sunday hop. I don't know if he just second-guessed his instincts, but we got it out. But that's definitely going to be able to double up there, at least get the lead out there.
So Noblet scores on the play. Brosmer the RBI. Atkins up to second. That one's in the dirt, 1-0. Actually, Noblet didn't score there. It was Atkins that scored, right? Yeah. Noblet was out number one at second base. The pitch upstairs. And it's 2-0 on A.J. Holzman, who was hit by a pitch his first time.
And that'll come into play huge here, depending upon this at-bat, right? Those little subtle things in baseball that, you know, we got an out there, trading out for a run, but really could minimize the damage. And there's so many things that happen in a baseball game. You know, you just look at the final score, but what story led to that, you know? And that's one of those plays right there that we need to make sure that we try to attempt and get as we move forward.
3-0 now to Holzman. First base is open. The pitch popped him up. First base side foul. Keaton Allen will give it a look, but he'll run out of room. That's well foul over the netting, and it's 3-1 now. That pitch just above the belt for ball four, and Holzman aboard for the second time. Third walk issued by the freshman Sam Gasser, and Gene Mattingly going to make another trip out of that left side batter's box. And that'll be a pitching change. That'll be it for Sam Gasser. The Raiders will go to their bullpen here. Wildcats with a 3-run lead, 5-2. Here in the home half of the second, bases are loaded with 2 down. Back to tell you about the new Raider pitcher after this on 103.3 The Fix Sports.
Phyllis and her staff at the original Westside Dairy Queen in Jasper would like to wish the Jasper Wildcats good luck this baseball season. It's starting to heat up out there, so make a trip to the original Westside Dairy Queen at the Y in Jasper. For a delicious cool down, nothing beats a trip with the family to the Westside Dairy Queen for your favorite DQ treats. Blizzards, cherry dipped cones, delicious ice cream cakes, and the list goes on and on. Treat yourself, your staff at work, or of course your family. So cool down with a trip to the Westside Dairy Queen at the Y in Jasper.
Go to sophomore right-hander Owen Beaker. He is out warming up, comes out with the bases loaded, 2 down, and a couple of runs in this second inning. His team now down 5-2. And the number 8 hitter, Jack Levin, set to check in for the Wildcats. So Wallace, the runner, at third, Trevino at second, Holzman at first. The right-hander getting in his warm-up tosses.
Changes for Southridge.
It's another new pitcher for me, Steve. I haven't yet to see Owen pitch this year. I know he's had some varsity innings, but I'm looking forward to see what he's be able to offer. And if you're young Sam, the moment didn't seem too big for him, Steve. I know he wanted to locate better and maybe have better outcome, but he did some things and had some moxie on the mound that was good that he can take away. But hopefully Owen can come in here and establish a couple of pitches here and at least get one here so we can get an out.
I think just the second appearance of the season on the hill for Beaker.
For Jasper, number 1,
the pitch
right
is grounded to first, backing up and mishandling it is the first baseman Keaton Allen, and everybody is safe. Could have been the end of the inning, but Keaton Allen didn't look it all the way in, and the inning continues for the number 9 hitter, Max Butel.
Yeah, tough break for the Raiders there. We gotta bounce back. Regroup, be mentally strong, but kudos to Owen going out there making a really good pitch to entice that weak ground ball, and maybe he can do it again here.
So Max Butel, the designated hitter, takes ball 1. He struck out looking to end last inning. He batted with the bases loaded 2 down in the first and struck out. He bats with the bases loaded 2 down here. Beaker's 1-0 is just up and away, 2-0. Raider dugout wanted that one, didn't get a call. There are days that'll be a strike, but hasn't been today for the most part. 2-0s right down the middle for a strike, 2-1. (5-2) Jasper in the home half of the second, the 2-1. Up and away, 3-1. There's nowhere to put Butel. With the bases loaded 2 down and already 3 in the inning, it's 6-2 Wildcats. The 3-1. Popped him up, back over our heads, out of play. Thank a couple of our sponsors, B&A Construction and Design, Hayes Heating and Air Conditioning, helping to bring Raider baseball your way here at WBDC Sports. The 3-2 delivery. Check swing, that fastball's up high for ball 4. Butel gets an RBI on a bases loaded free pass. And it is 7-2.
Now batting for Jasper, center fielder, number
as
11,
Trevino
Braden
jogs in
Giesler.
from third. Holzman up to third and Levin to second. Back to the top of the order. Braden Giesler bats for the second time in this inning and the third time in the game, and we're only in the second inning. Check swing, foul ball back, 0-1. Giesler has singled and walked and scored a run. That was earlier this inning. He led off the inning with a walk and scored the first of what's now been 4 runs in this inning. And that's strike 3 called. And Giesler is out to end the inning. But the Wildcats plate 4 more here in the home half of the second on 2 base hits. There was an error and 3 runners left. We will head to inning number 3 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. It's now Jasper 7, Southridge 2 on WBDC Sports.
McDonald's is committed to being the best first job in America with flexible schedules, professional training, customer service, and leadership opportunities, along with competitive wages and paid vacations. You could earn up to $3,000 in educational benefits while learning work skills that will help you in any career field. Further your education with Indiana Tech by getting 20% off their tuition rate. Team members receive free meals on the clock and a 30% discount while off duty. McDonald's is committed to helping you succeed. Explore McDonald's job opportunities at manmcdonalds.com.
Wildcats lead by 5 as we go to the third inning. Heart of the order for the Raiders. Russell, Taylor, and Hudson Allen are due. Kai Kuntz settled down to work a 1-2-3 second after giving up 2 runs on 2 base hits and an error in the top of the first. Zach Russell looks at 1 down. Here comes the 1-0. That is fouled out of play right field side, 1-1. The wind and the pitch from the big right-hander. Inside with a breaking ball. It's 2 balls and a strike. The wind and the pitch. One of the outside corner at the knees. Home plate umpire said it was low. It's 3-1.
Yeah, Zach's still one of our young guys. You know, he's played a lot this year. He's been a lot as of late. Nice athlete. It's going to compete. He's going to go up there and try to fight you with this at-bat, and hopefully that'll inspire the Raiders to do the same as we grind on Kuntz here a little bit.
The wind and a 3-2 is outside for ball 4, and Russell draws the leadoff walk. Good at-bat for Zach Russell. His 3rd walk issued by Kuntz thus far. He has struck out 2. And here is Blake Taylor, the designated hitter. He walked and scored in the first inning. Both runners that scored in the first reached on walks.
Correction, catcher, number 8, Blake Taylor.
Well, I guess Blake Taylor has come in to catch now. We missed that last half inning. Up and away, 1-0.
And that's his traditional spot this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he has been the primary starter in that role. Pitched a little bit this year, so Leathers had an opportunity to grow. Leathers, I think, had a couple starts last year, but it's Blake's primary role.
The 1-0. Fouled back to the netting. It's 1-1. Yeah, Taylor pitched Tuesday at Heritage Hills. Leathers caught that day up until Taylor came off the mound. So Russell aboard at first. Nobody down. Kuntz ready for a 1-1. Breaking ball, a good one, but it missed down and in. That would be a great 2-strike pitch to throw.
Yeah.
But Taylor able to hold off because it was just a 1-1 delivery.
Yep. Veteran at bat here. Hopefully Blake can continue something here for the Raiders.
The pitch. Ball is driven out into left center field. Long run. The center fielder will dive, and an outstanding catch for Braden Giesler. Returning to first and getting back safely is Russell. He was most of the way to second. Giesler was playing around toward right center because Taylor's a left-handed hitter. He had a long way to go, Greg, and got there to make the play.
You know, the end result was fantastic. What a play by the center fielder covering ground. But I think Coach Mattingly had the runner in motion. He had Russell in motion to try to get a couple base out of that, and being a left-handed stick, it just tailed away, and that's what made it a great catch for that center fielder because it was working away from him so hard.
Here's Hudson Allen. He reached on a single, a swinging bunt up the third base line back in the first. He takes a strike here, 0-1. Russell at first, 1 down. The pitch. Fouled back out of play on a breaking ball. It's 0-2. Raiders go back into the Pocket Athletic Conference their next time out on Tuesday. They'll head to Herman Salmon Field in Boonville to take on the Pioneers. 0-2, punched out into shallow right center. Giesler will get there to make the catch. Russell way off the bag. The throw back would have been in time, but it was just wide enough of the bag that Trevino could not keep the back foot on the bag, and Russell gets a break and gets to stay at first.
I think that one was different, Steve. I think he made a mistake on how many outs were or got a bad read. I think it was going to get down because I could see Coach Madley shaking his head, and I think Russell really relieved that he didn't get doubled up on that.
So here's Keaton Allen, strikeout victim his first time. Throw over and close play, but diving back in safely is Russell. Kuntz a big guy, but he's got quick feet, and he turned and made a good throw over there. Fastball up and in. 1-0. Russell a shorter lead now. Kuntz is 1-0. Big cut and a miss at a fastball up. 1-1. Not where the left-hander usually wants to see it, is a fastball up just above the belt.
Kuntz has attacked Keaton very well. It's difficult, and Keaton's going up and then also in hard. It's been tough.
That fastball down in a hittable area, but he just threw it past Allen, and it's 1-2 on the Raider first baseman. The 1-2 pitch. Inside almost hit him. Great play by the catcher, Tyler Atkins, to get his body over and knock that down, keep it in front. Russell stays at first. It's 2-2 on Keaton Allen. Evan McLean waits on deck. The pitch outside, and it's 3-2. The big right-hander comes set. Throw over, and Russell is picked off. He had started to take a step towards second, thinking Kuntz was coming plateward, and instead the throw came to first, and he is picked off 1-3 to end the inning. Raiders end up going in order as the leadoff walk is picked up. We'll head to the bottom of inning number 3. Rivalry game here in Dubois County. It's Jasper 7, Southridge 2 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard on WBDC Sports.
Think about the journey, not about how you're getting there. The all-new Michelin LTX MS2, engineered for 2 extra years of tread life. Available at Dubois County Tire and Supply in Jasper.
Big or small, we service all. Dubois County Tire.
Jasper, as we go to the bottom of inning number 3.
We get to see what Owen's about here. He inherited a mess last half inning, so he gets to start this half clean from the windup and see what he can present the Wildcats here.
Andrew Noblet has popped out in the infield and reached on a bunt single and scored a run. And he'll lift this one to left and hit well. Back on it is Whitehead. Looking up, and that ball is off the fence. Just stayed into the ballpark, and Noblet will cruise into second with a leadoff double. About 3/4 of the way up that fence and straight away left.
Yeah, I thought that one had a chance, but it was luckily it's able to stay in the ballpark, but struck well. Good hit there.
7th base hit for the Wildcats on the day. Here's Tyler Atkins. He has homered and singled in 2 at-bats. Scored once, obviously, and driven in one, obviously. Kind of happens when you hit a home run. You score and you drive yourself in. First pitch breaking ball misses up from Beaker. If you haven't listened to me call games very often, I am the master of the obvious, that is for sure. That one inside and hit him. Fastball almost behind Atkins. Caught him on the front shoulder going by, and there 2 aboard, nobody down.
Well, it went from bases clean, and see what we got. Nobody out in first and second here, and Owen's going to have to get his mind right, get on there, and let his defense help him a little bit, and hopefully we can get some outs.
Wildcats with a courtesy runner coming in. Nate Lukemeyer going to run at first as a courtesy runner for
number 25,
Tyler Atkins. And here's Will Wallace. He is singled and reached on a fielder's choice. Scored twice, bunts it, foul, first base side. He's upset with himself. It's 0-1.
There's a sign right there. So we have a potential home run hitter, gap shot hitter, Terry's working on something. This guy may need to bunt for us at some point in time in a tournament series or a close game. Doesn't matter if you're batting the 9, the 4, the 3. It doesn't matter. Show that you can get it down. So in a pressure-packed situation, you've got a little confidence to get it done before.
Tried to push that first base side, even though usually with runners at first and second, the play is to bunt one toward third and make the third baseman have to come in and field it. 0-1 on Wallace. Noblet at second, and courtesy runner Lukemeyer is at first. The pitch, breaking ball misses away. It's 1-1. Owen Beaker comes set, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch down, at or below the knees. Wallace a big cut, but came up empty. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, lifted out to deep right center. Outfielders chasing, and that ball will be gone. 3-run opposite field home run for Will Wallace. A breaking ball, I'm not so much sure it was a hanger, it was just a high breaking ball that finished up and away, and Wallace stayed on it, Greg, and just obliterated that ball out of here the other way.
That jumped off the bat. See, you got an elevated curveball that was pretty sharp. It wasn't, down like I'm sure Owen wanted it, but it definitely wasn't your traditional just floater in there, and he hammered that ball. And to be able to not pull that and to stay through it, to put it in that opposite field is an impressive hit by them, and of course he's a dangerous hitter.
So just like that, it's 10-2 Wildcats on top. Cole Trevino stands in, bases loaded, still nobody down. Wildcats got 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 thus far in the third, and still nobody down. Raiders got their 2 in the top of the first. That's low. It's 1-1 now to Trevino, who's reached on an air and been hit by a pitch. He's scored twice. The 1-1 in there at the knees for a strike. It's 1-2. The final line for Sam Gasser, by the way, an inning and 2/3. 7 runs allowed, 5 earned on 6 hits. He walked 3, struck out 1, and hit two batters. I beg your pardon. Check swing on a fastball up. They'll appeal to first base. First base umpire says no swing, and it's 2-2.
And unofficially, Steve, I had Sam throwing 63 pitches in those innings of work.
Just an inning and 2/3. Beaker's 2-2. Breaking ball, tap foul, third base side. We stay at 2-2. The wind, the 2-2 to Trevino is outside. It's full 3-2. Talked about Southridge at Boonville on Tuesday. Then after that, at Northeast DuBois on Wednesday of next week. Up on the hill, fouled back to the netting. We stay at 3-2. That'll be a 6 o'clock first pitch up on the hill. The pitch. Breaking ball, lined out to center field on the run. Diving is the center fielder, Evan McLean. And did he make the catch?
He did.
An outstanding play from McLean. Couldn't tell whether he hung on.
They're going to convene here.
Yeah, Trevino staying at first base. He thinks he got a hit. The 3 umpires going to meet just at the back of the mound to talk about this. The 3-man crew, somebody should have been on the run out there, but none of those 3 guys ran out to the outfield, and they're going to say no catch. They're going to say it hit the ground, and Gene Mattingly not coming out of that third base side dugout to argue.
Well, Ed McLean tried to match the fantastic play by the Jasper center fielder last. I mean, that was, tailing away from a sinking liner, and he got a good jump and laid out for it, and wish it would have went our way, but fantastic effort, and I thought he came up with it.
So here's Braxton Brosmer, the shortstop. Drove in a run with a single in the first. Grounded out his last time to drive in a run. Fastball away from Beaker, 1-0. The stretch, The 1-0. Line down the left field line, but foul. Brosmer hit it well, but was out in front. The stretch and the 1-1 from Beaker. Didn't get a call around the inside corner, just above the belt. 2 balls and a strike. The stretch and the pitch. Time called before that pitch was delivered.
He's going to balk.
He called a balk.
Yep. Didn't come set long enough, so a home plate umpire issued the balk.
So that moves Trevino into second base. Ends up being no pitch on Brosmer, who fouled it off, but the balk makes that an automatic dead ball, no pitch. Scoreboard shows 2-1, but it's actually 2-0 to Brosmer. Well, actually, it is 2-1. I guess there was a strike I missed in there. The stretch, the 2-1 from Beaker. Ground ball to short. Allen up cleanly, will play to third, and the throw there is not in time. The throw from Hudson Allen, Greg, was high into the outside part of the bag, and Davis Schwartz couldn't get the glove down to the sliding Cole Trevino in time. He kind of double clutched that throw, and they end up not getting it out on a routine ground ball.
Yeah, the throw was up and kind of a little bit away, and that's a little bit different from earlier. We got the tag down the knee, but the foot was there, and he slid in there on the inside part here towards home plate and was able to sneak in there.
So here's A.J. Holzman. He has been hit by a pitch and walked. Takes ball 1 here. First and third, nobody down. 3 runs already in this third inning for the Wildcats. On a big 3-run opposite field home run for Will Wallace. Runner goes from first, strike called. Taylor will make no throw from behind the plate. Faked to throw and looked at the runner at third, but Trevino wasn't fooled.
Yeah, the old rule, Steve, was like if you're at second base there at leadoff, it's at you, behind you, come see me. If it's out in front, hold. They did on this play here.
Ground ball to short in the hole. Allen throws to first and just gets Holzman for out number 1. Runners at second and third stay put.
Yeah, on the play before, and he kind of got it. It's at him, and he made he took a chance. Could have gotten out, didn't, but a really nice play there by Hudson to recover, come in on a slow ground ball and make a play at first.
Bunted third base line by Jack Levin, and it'll be a bunt single. Trevino stays at third, so the bases are loaded. Second bunt single of the day for the Wildcats down that third base line. And here is Max Butel, the number 9 hitter.
And I think that he went that on his own because coach didn't have anything on. The guy at third base didn't break towards home because the third baseman is extremely far back. So he just kind of chirped and kind of caught everybody by surprise, but an easy base hit on the little push bunt towards third base.
So bases loaded, 1 down. Raiders will play for a double play ball up the middle. Corner infielders are in front of the bag. They'll play to the plate on a ground ball to them. And a pinch hitter here for the Wildcats, Landon Albrand, junior left-hander, will step in. He'll bat for Max Butel. Fastball misses away to the big left-hander, 1-0. Three runs in for the Wildcats, 1 down, bases loaded. The 1-0 from Beaker, popped up shallow center. Out goes the second baseman. Whitehead makes the catch, and the runners stay put. Nice play by the second baseman, Tate Whitehead. He was going to be the only Raider to get to that one.
Yeah, our outfielders are playing pretty deep, so he had to cover a tremendous amount of ground there. He got a great read off the bat, and that was a huge, and it was able to hold up that runner at third base. So, yeah, good job by Tate to covering some ground.
Here's Braden Giesler. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. Takes a strike. The Wildcats now have sent at least 9 men to the plate in all 3 innings in this one. The wind, the pitch. Foul back out of play. It's 0-2. Trevino, Brosmer, and Levin around the bases. That ball is driven to deep right. Way back. Russell will give it a look. It's a grand slam for Braden Giesler. And it is now 14-2 Wildcats. That was as no doubt about it as it gets. That was way out of here, Greg.
Yes, it was. Owen challenged him with a fastball, center cut, and great job by Jasper just putting Giesler was his name, right, Steve?
Yes.
Man, he put a nice swing on it and drove it out to right center. It is not the longest home run there. I think in the tournament series when Colson Montgomery was here, he hit that Jasper sign out there.
Yeah.
But this was a nice shot. Good home run there, but not quite the longest I've seen.
About 5 or 10 yards to right of the scoreboard, which sits in deep right center. Fastball away to Andrew Noblet. He has led off this inning with a double and later scored. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Beaker from the wind, the 1-0. Strike over the outside, it's 1-1. Second home run of the day for the Wildcats. Third home run, I beg your pardon. Atkins singled in the first, a solo shot. 3-run shot earlier this inning for Wallace. That ball is lifted down the left field line. A little humpback liner, but it's foul. It stays at 1-2 on Noblet. And then the grand slam there from Braden Giesler, his second home run. And up now to 27 RBIs to lead the team. 1-2 pitch outside of the breaking ball, 2-2.
Yeah, Jasper just kind of been relentless here with 2 outs, just continuously putting pressure, good at bats, and making it very difficult for Southridge to finish off an inning.
Breaking ball lifted in the air. Left center field. On the run is the left fielder, and he cannot make the play. Whitehead and McLean got together. Whitehead, I think McLean kind of gave way to Whitehead, and he didn't glove it. In and out of his glove, it'll be an error, and the inning continues.
Yeah, I think Evan would have been able to get underneath that a little easier than Roland, but he gave way to him thinking that that Roland had a beat. I'm sure there was communication out there based off of how Evan pulled up and peeled. But, yeah, it ends up falling in.
Third error of the game on the Raiders. The pitch. Hammered, but way foul left field side, way deep into the cemetery.
Going to damage some stone out there, Steve.
0-1 on Tyler Atkins, the catcher. He's 2 for 2 and has been hit by a pitch. Solo homer in the first, single in the second. Hit by a pitch earlier this inning and has already scored in this frame. 2 down, runner at second. Noblet reaching on the 2-base error. Beaker's 0-1. Off speed stays up. It's 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. Fouled back out of play. Stayed away from Atkins, who pulled off a little bit and fouled it back.
You know, a little bit of a different story for Jasper tonight. You know, they had, 8, 9, 10 hits last night and only 2 runs. Tonight they've got 14 runs and 11 hits.
Yeah, 2 runs on 8 hits last night, and the Wildcats committed a bunch of errors as well. 4 or 5. That's low and away, 2-2 now to Atkins. Suffice to say, head coach Terry Gobert not happy, and he was working him hard before the game, hitting in the cage. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Good location down and away from Beaker, and Atkins is out on strikes. And this third inning comes to an end, but not before the Wildcats score 7 in this third inning.
7 runs on 5 hits. 1 Southridge
7 runs on
1 man left on base.
1,
After
2,
3
3,
Jasper
4, 5
14-2.
base hits. 1 Raider error. And 1 man left on base. We'll head to inning number 4. It's now Wildcats 14, Raiders 2 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard on WBDC Sports.
Maringer's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning is committed to adding value to its customers and community by providing quality service for all mechanical applications. Maringer's has been around for many years, and while adapting to the changing times, one thing has not changed:
the quality of customer service and care you receive. When you need repair work done, you want it done right. You want Mehringer's. Mehringer's is happy to help with residential and commercial plumbing, HVAC, metal fabrication, and fire protection needs. 812-482-4425.
5, 6, and 7 for Southridge. They find themselves now down 14-2 as the Wildcats doubled their score in a single half inning, going from up 7-2 to up 14-2.
First baseman, number 4, Keaton Allen.
5, 6, and 7. Keaton Allen was at the plate when Zach Russell was picked off. Allen picks on the first pitch, pops it up to shallow left. The shortstop is out. Braxton Brosmer, I should say, he's the shortstop, and he gloves it for out number 1.
You know, it's not a great position right now for Southridge, but how do you fight? You fight here a little bit. What can you salvage out of this in terms of your at-bats leading into the next few games and before sectional? What can you do here to show a little fight and try to get yourself a little bit better?
So here's Evan McLean, shows bunt, pushes it out in front of the plate. The pitcher will barehand throw to first, and it's in time to get Russell trying to bunt his way aboard for a base hit, and he is out number 2.
Good idea, probably attacking some of the mobility issues maybe on the mound, but he just went straight back at him, Steve.
Yep.
If he gets an angle at all on that, he's able to get that step or two he needs to be safe at first.
So 2 down bases clear for Roland Whitehead. McLean had driven in both Raider runs back in the first with a 2-out single. Fastball low to Whitehead. He lined out to center his first time. He's nothing for 1. 1-0 here is a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Right on that high fastball, fouled it back just over the netting. It's 1-2.
Roland able to break up that perfect inning. 2 pitches, 2 outs, and make him work a little bit here.
1-2, just off the outside corner. Wildcat defense was headed to the first base side dugout. Home plate umpire didn't pull the trigger. It's 2-2.
He might have done that flex again you're talking about, Steve.
The 2-2. Lined out into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Fastball inner third. I think Kuntz wanted that in, but only got it inner third. And good job by Whitehead, Greg, to get the barrel to it.
Solid at-bat for him. Hopefully that can carry him on as this game continues in going forward. That's a great at-bat for Roland and a good swing on it like he carried most this year.
Third hit of the day for the Raiders, first since the first inning. Fastball high to new batter for the Raiders here. It is Owen Beaker. He entered in the 8th spot in the order in place of Justin Leathers. He'll take a strike.
Should have helped you out on that, Steve. I see him every single day, so I should have did a little assist.
Here comes the 1-1. Runner goes from first, swing and a miss. Atkins' throw down to second is well wide of the mark, first base side. Shortstop Brosmer got on his horse crossing the bag and able to flag it down, but it's a stolen base for Whitehead. He's there with 2 down.
I think it happened to Southridge a little last half where he caught a little sleeping at third base, and I think we were able to catch them a little off guard there with a maybe unexpected steal of second.
1-2 on Beaker. Kuntz the stretch. The 1-2. Buried a fastball low and away. It's 2-2. Well, you know, coaches on both sides looking at things for the next go-round. Swing and a miss. Maybe we want to see Atkins throw one to second, see how accurate he is and how quick he is to second. You're down big, so it may not matter if you're caught stealing anyway. Go ahead and try it. Beaker strikes out to end the inning here. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left for the Raiders. On to the bottom of the fourth we go. It's Wildcats 14, Raiders 2 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard on WBDC Sports.
This is Tony Ubelar, Ubelar Toyota in Jasper. Toyota announces a new certified used vehicle program. Now vehicles up to 10 years old with 125,000 miles are silver certified. Cars up to 6 years old with 85,000 miles are gold certified. That means more great certified Toyotas for you to choose from. All with additional factory warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and a stringent multi-point quality inspection, like usual. Ask about a gold or silver certified used Toyota from Ubelar Toyota in Jasper today.
We go to the home half of inning number 4. 4, 5, and 6 for the Wildcats. Will Wallace, Cole Trevino, and Braxton Brosmer are due, but we'll have a pinch hitter for Will Wallace. That'll be Nate Lukemeyer, who courtesy ran for Atkins last inning. He'll enter here for Wallace. Wallace had the 2-run home run to right center, 3-run home run to right center his last time. 2 for 2 for 3 on the day with a fielder's choice. He'd driven home
Leading off for
4.
the Wildcats. Number 4, Nate Lukemeyer.
Lukemeyer, a left-handed hitter. The wind and the pitch. In the dirt away from Owen Beaker. It's 1-0.
Well, it's Beaker's ball game the rest of the way, it looks like, Steve. There's nobody in the bullpen. Go up there, work on your stuff, and see if you can work ahead of the hitters, regardless if it's a pinch hitter, whoever it may be.
Ground ball sharply to first. Backhanded by Allen. Knocks it down. Throws wide of Beaker for the air. Threw it behind him. He was heading to the bag, and he would have likely beaten Lukemeyer there, but the throw was behind him, and that's an error on the second baseman. The Raiders have now committed an error in every inning.
Yeah, wasn't clean initially by Keaton at first base, but he knocked it down. It was sharply hit. But that lead throw is so important as that pitcher looks to cover. You know, he chose to go over top, which is just fine, but you got to lead him to that bag there, and he played where he was instead of where he was going.
Here's Cole Trevino, singled his last time and scored. Been on board all 3 times. The stretch for Beaker and the pitch. Took something off that pitch. Trevino tapped it foul back to the backstop. 0-1. You talked about Beaker. Sometimes as a pitcher, you've got to be the sacrificial lamb. Your team's down by 12. You only have 1 at-bat left. You're going to play this team first game of the sectional. Coach doesn't want to show any other pitching, so it's your game the rest of the way.
Yep, and that's unfortunate, but he's got to view it as an opportunity.
Yep.
You know, he's got a beautiful night of baseball, great crowd. Go out here and work on your stuff, and hopefully the next time you get to face Jasper, it makes it a little easier.
Chopped to third on 1 hop. Schwartz stumbled, throws to second, and it's not in time, and everybody is safe. Schwartz lost his footing as he came in to field that 1 hopper. And once he stumbled, Greg probably should have gone ahead and gone to first.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird chopper to him, and once again got a nice hop, but everything was going to be rushed, and with that little slip there, it wasn't going to be good. Needed to go across the diamond.
So got another pinch hitter for the Wildcats who takes one outside, well outside, 1-0. Caden Schmidt, a sophomore, will bat. Batting for Braxton Brosmer. He'll slap that one foul first base side. It's 1-1. Brosmer had been 1 for 3 at the plate with an RBI and a run scored. 2 aboard, nobody down for the Wildcats. The stretch and the pitch coming from Beaker. Cued foul off the end of the bat down the first base line. It's 1-2. Yeah, I think Coach Mattingly, the errors will be frustrating, but the other plays that aren't errors where you don't get outs, those are killers too.
You know, it was all some of the messaging I always have is you got to make the everyday play. We don't expect the extraordinary, but the ordinary better than everyone else. And there's been some everyday plays here we just haven't been able to come up with, and I know that will bother Coach Mattingly probably the most because they work on it and they expect that on a day in and day out basis. And to not get that level of play is tough. But I also think, you know, you go into a game like this, you're starting your 4-5. What does that do for a mentality? Are we just given a pass here? You know, and I know they're not. I know they want to win each game. I know they want to compete. But whenever some things just don't work out right, how are you able to flip the script and get back right?
Off speed misses up. It's 3-2 now on Schmidt, the pinch hitter. Yeah, because Owen Beaker should be 2 down bases clear right now. Two plays that should have been made by the Raiders. One an error, the other just a fielder's choice. But didn't get an out either time. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss.
And great job by him by coming back after it. That's what we're talking. I mean, you got to just go out there and try to make pitches and continue to trust. It'll come. But it just seems like the sense of urgency is a little bit, a bit lacking in areas on some of the things and decision making. But in this night, and Jasper still stayed pretty aggressive. They were getting their good secondaries. They're putting pressure on. You got to make a good clean throw in the everyday play. So, but tip of the cap there for Owen to still staying in here after the bad luck and making pitches.
Another pinch hitter for the Wildcats. Max Werner, a junior, will hit.
Number 9, Max Werner.
2 aboard, 1 down for Werner. Batting for A.J. Holzman, who was 0 for 1, had also been hit by a pitch and walked. Beeker the stretch and the pitch. Outside, 1-0. Here comes the 1-0. Fouled back out of play. It's 1-1. Raiders will have to get at least 3 next at bat to keep this game alive. We're in the bottom of the 4th in a 14-2 contest. Wildcats on top. Upstairs, 2-1 now to the pinch hitter Max Werner. 12-run game on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. The stretch, the 2-1. Driven out to center field. On the move is McLean. He has to play it on the hop. Runners move up. They both had to wait and make sure that ball didn't hang up. So they just advanced 90 feet. Bases loaded, 1 down for Jack Levin.
Yeah, tough break there for Evan. He caught there a little bit of a tweener, and I know he wanted to go for it. But if he comes up short, they're going to be running for days because it was hit on such a line, and so just didn't quite have the angle.
Levin laid down a beautiful bunt single his last time, takes one away here. Levin has walked to drive in a run, reached on an error, and reached on a bunt single. Outside, 2-0. I want to thank a couple of our sponsors, B&A Construction and Design, Hayes Heating and Air, helping to bring Raider baseball your way here at WBDC Sports. In at the corners, double play depth up the middle, bases loaded, 1 down. Pulled foul. Beeker got in on the hands of the left-handed hitting Jack Levin. Coach Gobert's blessed with a ton of left-handed hitters on this particular team, and you know very well how much that changes from year to year on your personnel.
He's got a stable of them.
2-1 pitch. Down and in, 3-1. Some years you couldn't find a left-handed hitter or a left-handed arm for anything. Other years you have way more than you could ever ask for.
I think I had a couple seasons there, Steve, where I didn't have a lefty stick.
3-1. Right on it, but fouled it back to the backstop. Levin fouls it back. It's 3-2 now. Lukemeyer, the runner, at third, Trevino at second, and Werner at first. 1 down in the inning. Beeker's 3-2. Just missed away. And Levin draws the bases loaded walk for the 2nd time today to drive in a run.
And I'm not a beggar for pitches, and we haven't done a good enough job to establish our strike zone as pitchers. But, boy, that'd been a big call right there because it was a really nice pitch by Owen.
Here's Landon Albrand. Lines one into right, a base hit between first and second. 1 run will score. Everybody else moves up 90 feet. Albrand gets an RBI on the very sharp single to right. Trevino comes home to score. Werner up to third. And Levin to second. Back to the top for Braden Giesler, the center fielder. Just up and away, 1-0. Giesler absolutely destroyed a baseball his last time.
Yes.
Grand slam to deep right. Breaking ball strike on the inside part of the plate.
I hope they got a video of his batting stance and how he struck that base. It was textbook, Steve. It was a beautiful swing.
Inside with that delivery, it's 2-1. The wind, the 2-1. Off speed is in there for a strike, 2-2. Raiders started the air with an error on the first baseman, then a Fairly routine ground ball to third. The Raiders didn't get an out on. No error recorded on that one. Down and in. All breaking balls to Giesler here, and it's now 3-2. Still only one down. Bases loaded. Beaker looks in, the wind, and the 3-2. Lifted out to center field. Coming in is McLean. He'll glove. Runner will tag, but not come plateward. And there are 2 down. Now, different scenario in a ball game. Coach Gobert might be sending Max Werner from third, but up 14 runs in the 4th inning against a team and a coach you respect and a team you're going to play again in about 10 days. There's absolutely no way he's sending the runner there.
Yeah, that's situational. Based off the circumstances, situation, even when he was back-to-back, he never really did get a tag in a real aggressive off. So I think Coach Gobert said, hey, hold.
And I did use the word respect. These two teams don't like each other, but there is a ton of respect there.
100%.
Low and away, great scoop by Blake Taylor. That one was way out in the left-handed batter's box and on a short hop to Andrew Noblet. It's not Andrew Noblet, is it? Because he's a left-handed hitter. No, I guess he's a right-hand hitter. It's 2-0 on the batter. We'll see here. Beaker from the wind with the bases loaded and now 2 down. The pitch. It is Noblet, and he pops it up foul behind the plate. Taylor will give it a look, and he'll just run out of room. Stayed on the playing side of the netting, but landed on the top of the brick wall.
It's as close as you could get, Steve.
Yeah.
It was. It landed on the concrete top edging that runs there on the playing side of the field.
Where the sidewalk is for all the grandstands around. There's about, 4 or 5 inches of of that shelf, and he managed to land it on that. 2-1 on Noblet. The pitch upstairs with an off-speed pitch, 3-1. Noblet is 2 for 4, scored a couple. The pitch, swing and a miss. I said bunt because I was thinking he had a bunt single earlier in the game, and then it came out of my mouth. He swings and misses there. It's 3-2 with the bases loaded, 2 down. Wildcats have scored in every inning, 2 thus far this frame. The pitch driven out into left center field. That's going to get down. The left fielder, Whitehead, over to get it. 2-run score. And it is 18-2, I guess now, or 16-2, 18-2. Enough runs, I'm losing track. 2 RBI double out into left center for Noblet. Werner comes in to score. Levin scores from second.
Looks like Coach Gobert may be bringing in number 16 to the plate. I don't know if it's on your roster, Steve.
I don't have a number 16.
16 for 8. I think is what I heard the umpire.
Let me look at my copy of the lineup here. It should be on there.
I'll see if I can help you out with that.
How about Sutton Brosmer? I'm going to go out on a limb and say since he's not on this roster, he's probably a freshman. And that'll be it for Owen Beaker. Raiders going to make a pitching change. 18-2 Wildcats here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And we'll come back to tell you about the new Raider pitcher after this on WBDC Sports.
At Jubilar Chevy Cadillac in Jasper, we pride ourselves on being open and honest with our customers. We have clear and straightforward pricing with no hidden dealer fees or tricks. When you buy from us, you can trust that you're getting a great deal. Our team is friendly and knowledgeable and will make sure that you get the perfect vehicle for you. Come see for yourself why so many people in the tri-state shop at Jubilar's. Jubilar Chevy Cadillac in Jasper, where customers send their friends since 1929.
Justin Leathers is the new pitcher for Southridge, 3rd pitcher of the day for the Raiders. 3rd appearance for the right-hander Leathers. No ERA, hasn't given up any runs.
Sutton Brosmer.
Given up, I guess, 1 hit, walked 1, hasn't struck anybody out. And here is Sutton Brosmer, the pinch hitter, to bat for Tyler Atkins, and he drives one out to left. Coming in, left fielder Roland Whitehead will slide and make the catch just off the top of the grass to end the inning. Nice play by Whitehead. 1 pitch and 1 out for Leathers. And that'll end this 4th inning. But the Wildcats add on with 4 more runs on 1, 2, 3 base hits, a Raider error, and a couple of runners left. We will head to inning number 5, and it is now Wildcats 18, Raiders 2 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. Raiders need a huge rally. Coming up next on WBDC Sports. Changes defensively for Jasper.
To the top half of the 5th inning, leading off for the Raiders.
Here in this 5th inning, 9-1-2, Davis Schwartz back to the top for Tate Whitehead and Zach Russell. Looks like Max Werner playing 3rd now after pinch hitting last half inning for the Wildcats. Davis Schwartz looks at 1 up, 1-0. He popped out to 1st his first time. Kuntz delivers, and it's skied in the air foul, 1-1. I think that's still Brosmer at shortstop, but I'm not convinced of that. Noblet at second. Swing and a miss. Schwartz late on the high fastball. It's 1-2.
I think number 3, Brosmer, is still at shortstop there, Steve.
Okay, thank you. Ground ball to Brosmer at short. Over to his right to get it. Guns to first, and Schwartz is out number 1. Raiders, as we mentioned, have to have a huge half inning to keep this game alive. They trail 18-2 on the RG Mechanical scoreboard.
Number 1,
as we play here in the top of the 5th. So,
as it could change, but as of right now, our stat line does not look great. A bunch of zeros, 2 runs on 3 hits and 4 errors.
That's outside to Tate Whitehead, the leadoff hitter, 0 for 1. He's walked and scored and struck out swinging against Kuntz in 2 trips. In the air, popped up in the infield. It'll be the 3rd baseman, Werner, to call right at the edge of the cutout of the mound, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And here is, let's see, for the Raiders, Cooper Sherman going to hit for Zach Russell.
For the Raiders, number 6, Cooper Sherman.
Russell was 0 for 1 with a walk, swings and misses here. 0-1. If you're joining us late, Wildcats got 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 7 in the third, and 4 in the fourth. And they lead at 18-2. Raiders actually had the early lead, scored 2 in the top of the first, and looked to be rolling, but Wildcats came back with a big 2-out base hit and a Raider error in that inning. In the bottom of that first inning, that ended up leading to 3 Wildcat runs, and they've never trailed since. Breaking ball down. It's 1-2. Kuntz will ask for a new baseball. They'll throw that last one out of play. It's always the baseball's fault, Greg.
Hey, us pitchers, man. It could be.
Fastball away. It's 2-2.
High school usually does a pretty good job. You watch an MLB game, they're trading out every pitch.
About 500 baseball games. Baseball's a game used there. Popped up foul first base side. And that'll just get over the netting and out of play. Actually, down where he is, the netting is stopped. It just got over the fence. Out of play where Cole Trevino gave it a look. Couldn't reach it.
MLB must be on the profit side of things, as expensive as baseballs are right now.
No kidding.
A10-10 pros on a high school level are so expensive, so you might as well start paying those kids $1 or a hot dog to get those things back in.
Fastball called, strike 3 over the outside corner. Sherman is out on strikes to end the ball game. Raiders go in order in this 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. 18-2 in 5 innings. Wildcats come back from their frustrating loss last night, and they blow out their county rivals tonight. 18-2. over the Raiders. Wildcats improve to 18-5. Raiders fall to 12-9.
That's the
Wildcats
Jasper wins at 18
back
to 2.
in action tomorrow. They will travel to Forest Park to take on the Rangers.
Afternoon.
1 o'clock start tomorrow afternoon at Ranger Field in Ferdinand. We mentioned the Raiders next in action on Tuesday at Herman Salmon Field in Boonville to take on the Pioneers. 18-2 your final in 5 innings on the RG Mechanical scoreboard. The Thermwood Corporation post-game report comes up next on WBDC Sports.